If Manny Pacquiao becomes champion, I wonder will people keep the same energy for Tank Davis fighting Manny Pacquiao as they have for other fighters fighting Manny Pacquiao? Let's talk about that in this video. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video. We live Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday night at 7:30. Also live Sunday mornings with the second OG, KQKC Boxing Network. Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So, the welterweight division is very interesting. Where Tank Davis is in his career is very interesting. He's in a position where he's looking for money. The biggest fights possible for the most amount of money possible. And that's what's going to entice him. That's what's going to get him to continue to fight on. Based on what he's saying publicly, I have my thoughts about what it truly is. I'm going to keep them to myself and wait to be proven right or wrong on it. But if you follow the live streams, you know what I'm talking about in terms of how he plays coy and how I think this is all a big setup in a misdirection and shit like that. But we'll talk about that. You know, maybe I need to put a tinfoil hat on like Showbiz and get into that conspiracy theory shit. But anyway, bro, it's interesting the way that Tank is covered compared to other fighters. And the welterweight division is about to get very interesting because the welterweight division has two people that are currently world champions that are also former Tank Davis knockout victims that a lot of people are going to be looking for their favorite fighters to fight. And a lot of those people that are going to be looking for their favorite fighters to fight Rolly Romero if he beats Manny Pacquiao, to fight Mario Barrios as a champion. A lot of those people were shitting on those same fighters when Tank Davis was their opponent. So I can't wait to hear the justification and the goalpost moving as it pertains to if Brian Norman Jr. fights Mario Barrios. But I've heard Brian Norman Sr. on multiple occasions talk about how Tank ain't never fought nobody. But let me guess, we supposed to respect you if you beat Devin Haney and then you want to unify with Mario Barrios. Same thing for Rolly Romero. We heard over and over again that Rolly Romero is trash and garbage and just not a great fighter. But if he somehow beats Manny Pacquiao and becomes perhaps the biggest name in the welterweight division, then what? We supposed to be cool with Brian Norman Jr. or Devin the Dream Haney fighting Rolly Romero after Brian Norman Sr., who's Brian Norman Jr.'s father and trainer, and Devin Haney and Bill Haney and their fan base shit on Rolly Romero for the longest when Tank Davis was fighting him. Now what? We supposed to respect it when they fight Rolly? And God forbid Manny Pacquiao wins the goddamn fight. God forbid Manny Pacquiao wins the goddamn fight. Then what are we thinking? Now, Manny's going to be a fight that everybody wants. And then if Tank get the fight, Manny going to be trash. That's what I'm anticipating should this shit play out the way it play out. Here's what I believe, bro. Number one, I hope Rolly beat Manny ass, bro. Because I don't want to watch 24, 25-year-old Brian Norman Jr., 25, 26-year-old Devin the Dream Haney, 29, 30-year-old Mario Barrios, who already fought Manny to a damn draw the first time, and 31-year-old superstar Tank Davis. I don't want to watch them all vying to fight fucking Manny Pacquiao at 337 years old. Because that's exactly what's going to happen. Everybody going to see a big bag. Everybody going to see an easy mark, right? Somebody they can build their name off of, and then catapult by saying they got a legend on their resume. And then everybody that's faking those fan bases going to act like whoever fight them beat the legend Manny Pacquiao and not the shell of himself Manny Pacquiao. But this is a real one that you talking about in KO. I think Manny trash for everybody. I think Mario Barrios is garbage for not washing him. And I think Rolly Romero should be able to wash him. Manny Pacquiao is 568 years old, bro. He not a good fight for nobody. What I want to talk about is the contradictions of if it's just like Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford, right? Terrence Crawford wanted the Manny Pacquiao fight for the longest. And Bud fans wanted him to get the Manny Pacquiao fight. As soon as they found out Earl Spence got the Manny Pacquiao fight, Manny became old, Manny was trash, he was washed, he was inactive, he was this, he was that. But he was all those things when Bud Crawford wanted to fight him too. But when they thought Bud might be getting a fight, it's a good fight. When they thought Earl might be getting a fight before Earl got injured, now it's trash. Now they remember he passed his prime. Now they remember he old. Now they remember this. They remember that. Same thing with the Frank Martin shit, right? A lot of Shakur fans like, yo, Shakur Frank Martin, that's a great fight. That's a really good fight for Shakur. He fighting an athletic fighter with some skills, with some swag. A black athletic fighter. What a good fight for Shakur. He's standing on business. Frank Martin pulls out the fight, ends up fighting Gervonta Tank Davis. Now what? Oh, shit. Frank Martin ain't shit. He an amateur. He started boxing late. He trash. He this. Well, he was all those things when you thought your guy was fighting him. But then it became a problem when it was Tank Davis. History is just repeating itself here in those two scenarios. Devin Haney fan bases will say, oh, but Mario Barrios is a champion. Brian Norman's fan base, if he's the one to beat Devin Haney, will say, oh, but Mario Barrios is a champion, so it's okay. Oh, Rolly Romero is a champion, so it's okay. Oh, Manny Pacquiao is a champion, but it's okay. But let that shit flip on his head and them same people be like, oh, Tank got the fight? Oh, well, Tank already beat Mario Barrios. Why is he fighting him again? Oh, Tank already beat Rolly Romero. Why is he fighting him again? Oh, Tank fighting Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao is 787 years old. People never keep the same energy. For me, myself, I think it's all trash. I think the welterweight division as a whole is trash. I think that the best fight right now is already happening in Brian Norman and Devin Haney. And then whoever win that fight really is a waste of time to even be fighting at 147. Get your ass to 154 and go get some real smoke. Because with a champion list like Ian Crocker, Rolly Romero, and Mario Barrios, you can't tell me that division hitting on shit. That division is weak as shit. That division is going through a downturn, bro. Boots done left. Bud left. Earl left. Sean Porter retired. Keith Thurman left. Danny Garcia about to fight his last fight, man. That division trash right now. Garbage. Standing owners at 154 in the air is trash. Virgil Ortiz left. The people that were young, supposed to carry 147 forward, that were considered great fighters, Virgil and Boots, they left. Ain't shit there. There's nothing there no more. And I think the best fight is already happening, so forget the rest of them. But what's probably going to end up happening is somebody like Brian Norman if he beats Devin, or Devin Haney if he beats Brian Norman, they're going to try to parlay this shit into unifying, like it's going to be some great unification if they beat Mario Barrios, or it's some great unification if they beat Manny Pacquiao or Rolly Romero. But you enter Tank Davis into that equation and he gets that Manny fight specifically, because I don't think PBC would make Rolly versus Tank again, or Rolly versus Manny versus Rolly after they make it the first time. I don't think they'll make rematches and shit like that. But if Manny Pacquiao wins, the next logical step is going to be Gervonta Tank Davis. They're going to do some in-house shit. They're not finna let Brian Norman. If anybody, basically, if they going to set Manny up to get knocked the fuck out, they're going to do it like they did with Earl Spence. They're going to put Manny Pacquiao in a position to either win against subpar opponents, like motherfucking Mario Barrios, like a Rolly Romero, or if they setting them up to get knocked off, they're going to try to do what they did with Earl. They're going to try to catapult their young star off of Manny's name. They're not going to let Devin Haney get that shit. They're not going to let Brian Norman get that shit. Even though PBC is working with Top Rank, PBC is going to be in-house first if they can. But me, myself, it's all trash. That's why I hope Rolly whoop his ass so Tank can't even look at that shit. And as I told y'all in the video maybe 2 days ago now, I think PBC is setting up Tank for 1 of 3 moves. The Manny Pacquiao Rolly Romero winner, if Manny Pacquiao wins. The Lamont Roach Pitbull Cruz fight winner for a rematch of two. Those were his 2 toughest fights in my estimation. And he rematching one of those tough fights to right the wrong. And they can sell it as, okay, we know that this, let's prove that both of these were one-offs in one foul swoop, right? Whichever one wasn't the fluke, that's the one that won the fight between the two. And then now Tank, you take the winner, you beat him, and now you can say, well, I beat the guy who gave me a tough time. We offer that. So if it's Lamont Roach who wins, you go back, you beat Lamont Roach, and you can always say, look, I beat Pitbull Cruz with one hand. and then and Lamont Roach beat him, and y'all said Lamont Roach gave me a tough time and I beat him, I ain't got a Pitbull, that chapter's closed too. Or let's say Pitbull beats Lamont Roach, right? Now you can say, well, Pitbull beat Lamont Roach and I beat Pitbull with one hand, and y'all saw that it was just a bad night for me with Lamont Roach because I fought Pitbull again with two healthy hands and I beat the shit out of him. So now I don't have to revisit the Lamont Roach rematch. They're trying to kill two birds with one stone, in my opinion. Or if none of that shit works out, I think the Cool Boy Steph or Shaquille Foster winner is going to be the next move. I think those are the order that PBC want to go in. And it's no coincidence that the money is the order of shit. The biggest money is Manny Pacquiao, if Manny Pacquiao beats Rolly. The second biggest is motherfucking Lamont Roach and fucking Pitbull winner. And then the third biggest money fight is Shaquille Foster, Cool Boy Steph winner. I think that's the order that the shit go in, right? But I think the Manny shit is trash. But I do want to point out that I see the difference in energy. I see how people are moving. I even see Bud Crawford fans coming by my channel pushing for Bud to fight Manny. Bud can fight Manny, but if Tank fight Manny, they calling it trash. That's crazy to me. It's wild to me. That makes absolutely no sense. And when you came by my channel and said that you know who you are, I refuted you right then. It's crazy, bro. But Devin fans have already kind of been planting this seed on the channel. Oh, but Barrio's a champion now. Oh, but Rolly a champion now. So it's different now. Nah, them still the same trash-ass fighters. Trash-ass, garbage-ass fighters that y'all was talking about. And I'm telling you right now, if Rolly wins, PBC is going to be looking to make Rolly versus Barrios. They're not looking to give one of them to fucking Haney. They looking to make that in-house unification. Straight up. If Manny wins, and Manny's a PBC fighter. Manny Pacquiao Promotions is very loyal to Premier Boxing Champions. You think they'd rather make Manny versus Norman or Haney or Crocker or fucking Barrios Part 2? Or you think they want to make Manny versus Tank? They already got Barrios to fight to begin with before they look anywhere else. So it's very clear to me the difference in energy. But I just want to ask, are y'all going to keep that same energy if Manny Pacquiao win when your favorite fighters start calling them out? Because it's bound to happen. Manny Pacquiao, he beat Rolly Romero. Your favorites going to start calling him out. Hell, your favorites is going to start calling Rolly out. If Devin Haney beats Brian Norman Jr. and becomes champion, he's not looking to move to 154. He is about to go on a feast, or try to go on a feast of former Tank Davis opponents that once upon a time him and his fan base said were absolute garbage. And I can't wait to hear the justifications and the excuses. I can't wait to hear the justifications and the excuses that people try to come up with. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Comment below, smash. I feel like, I'm going to say this again, I feel like it'd be in the best interest of boxing if the winner of Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. moves up to 154 pounds to get some real smoke. That's what I think. Brian Norman Jr. got his history with Jerron Boots. Get your ass to 154 if you win. Get your ass to 154. Devin Haney only want to fight the biggest and best fights or whatever. Okay, cool. No problem. What's the biggest and best about Barrios or Rolly, bro? Only way Devin should be staying at 147 if he wins is to run it back with Ryan Garcia. That's it. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Smash the like, sub to the channel. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.